G'day, Andy from Single Malt. We're going to do the Connoisseur's Choice today. It's Choice Brew, the choice of the connoisseur. Gordon MacPhail, famous independent bottlers from Elgin in the Speyside region of Scotland. And this is one of their premium bottlings where they take some new make spirit from one of the key distilleries, usually a distillery that can be a little bit hard to get hold of. They'll grab a parcel of independent of spirit and do an independent bottling and aging. So this is from Blair Athol Distillery. 2 L's, not Blair Athol like in Australia with only 1 L in the atoll. That's a that's a coal mine. It used to be a town, but it got eaten up by the coal mine. But it's coking coal, right? It's okay. It's the coal used to make steel, not the coal that's used to burn to put CO2 into the atmosphere. So this is good coal, right? Good. There's the difference. Good coal and bad coal. It's Blair Athol in Australia produces the good coal for steel. We all need steel, right? Anyway, this distillery is still running, and the town of Blair Athol is still there. It hasn't been gobbled up by a coal mine in Scotland. And it's famous for its castle, the Athol House or Athol Castle. But not much of a town, tiny little town with a distillery. And virtually all of its make goes into Bell's whiskey, Bell's blended whiskey, which is one of the better blends. And as a result, you don't see many independent bottlings. Distillery bottlings. You do see this independent bottling from Gordon MacPhail, where they've taken some new make spirit, as I said before, and they've put it into first fill sherry butts. So I love a sherry butt, so we'll see what they've done with this one. So the distillery was established in 1798, which is I think it's one of the older distilleries. 1798 was not long after they legalised, I should say, bottling. It's a bit tricky to get the old foil off, but there we go. Can't hear it, can smell it. Yum. Righto. This is 46 ABV, which is a good healthy dram. Usually means no chill filtering and no colour added. In fact, it actually says, I can see on the back, no colour, no natural colour and non-chill filtered. So very good, very good. No hiding what we've actually got. And means we can actually assess something from the colour here. And we've got a bronzy colour, which would indicate the sherry butt. Yay. Yep, it's Christmas. Beautiful. Yum. Oh, I love this smell. So it's really dried fruits, sultana packed, like if you've ever had those sunbeam sultanas, and if you know the smell, it's the packet of sultanas afterwards. There's other lovely vanilla. So some really interesting, almost Asian spices, like, yeah, I'm thinking coriander. Oh, yum. Oh, yeah, it's quite spicy, actually. So it's got this lovely dried fruits, orange peel, dried apple, dried grapes, and then really nice, interesting, lovely spicy character as well. What an interesting combination. Let's see what it's like on the palate, eh? Oh, my favourite part. Oh, great. Oh, it's got a really creamy mouthfeel. Oh, that's spectacular. Oh, I love that mouthfeel. Yeah, it really coats the inside of the mouth with like a treacly golden syrup flavour. Oh, and it's got some nice heat on the back palate and some lovely after flavour. and it just keeps giving with that flavour that keeps coming through. And that's a real oaky flavour, almost a smoke. It is a smokiness. There's a real smokiness coming through, and it's just a smoky, sort of a bacony flavour that's coming through in the after palate. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I love that mouthfeel. It's just so creamy and really sort of thick and delicious. Oh, that's really good. Oh, another thing I should mention before I gob the rest of this. This is a vintage. This is a vintage, so it is limited in in the make. And what you normally get with like a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old is a blend of different barrels. So they might use some American oak, some European oak, maybe different types of oak within it, different size barrels, and then they try to get consistency year on year on year with the whiskey. So, which is really good, because if you know that you like Talisker 10-year-old, then you go to the shop, you buy Talisker 10-year-old, you know exactly what it's going to taste like every time. But this is different. This will only taste like 2008 vintage in this bottling. So it's a limited bottling run. There's discrete number of spirit has gone into a discrete amount of barrels, and it's bottled up, and when it's gone, it's finished. And it'll roll on. There'll be a 2009, but it'll be completely different. They'll use different oak. They'll use, all of the variations will be in that vintage. So you have to look at this vintage by vintage by vintage. And if you like the 2007, that's no indication that you're going to like the 2008. They will vary year to year, and you've got to take it for what it's worth. This one, well, if you're anything like me, you're going to like it, because this is bloody great. Cracker. Great one for Christmas. It's going to go really well with the Christmas pud. Oh, yum, Christmas.